And I'm so excited to learn new things, and see how things go. I'm very much here for the plots.
Yes.
Do it for the
Who are the new
plot.
characters in the play? The plot
It will fail sometimes.
Yeah.
It will, and it's okay. Like, things do get better. If you try again, you put your mind to it, you can do it better. So I think that in as much as it was a low moment for me, it was also a huge learning moment.
For me, I really feel like the world is my oyster, and that anything is possible. And I feel like I've really experienced that with the work I do. And I'm excited about everything and anything. Like the possibilities are wild and far, and it can be anything. Like
Hello everyone and welcome to the Second Half Podcast. I am your host, Churchill Agutu, and we're joined by our exciting panel of co-hosts. I will let them briefly introduce themselves.
Hi everyone, my name is Lian Agutu.
Hi everyone, my name is Agutu.
I'm Wendy Agutu.
Great stuff. So in this podcast, we wanted to jump a bit into our careers. So we have very different backgrounds. We all grew up in the same place, but our careers have shaped themselves in different ways. We are all in different parts of our careers, working in different fields and also living in different places. And what we wanted to do in this podcast is to just, first of all, try to understand what we do now, how it's shaped who we've become today, and then also see, are there similarities, are there differences, are there things that we also share partly as a result of us growing up together. So we're going to do what we did last time. This is a bit more, so we had a trivia last time, and today we're also going to do something similar. It's a rapid fire, and it's sort of linked to careers, and I'm going to give you like one or two, so teamwork or independence, and so you can raise your hand if you're like, depending on which one you are, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, so teamwork or independence? Who is a teamwork person? All right, so you're the independence. Okay, number two, routine or variety? Who is a routine person?
A mix, I would say.
A mix?
Yeah.
I
don't think I could pick one, yeah.
Okay. Which is interesting because when I think of my career, it's actually very variety, even though I like routine. Learning or earning?
Learning.
Learning. So the learning should raise their hand. Okay, earners. I'm like both.
I love both.
Okay.
But I feel like the earning learns to moves to the learning.
Yeah. Okay. One more, last one, and this may be controversial. I don't know. Passion or purpose?
Passion.
Passion?
Yeah.
I think purpose.
Yeah. I'm in purpose right now. I'm also a purpose person right now.
I think passion, because you find something that you love and you're passionate about, and you can make money out of it. That's what I did.
Yeah.
I think
Interesting.
I'd say passion.
Okay, but isn't it kind of about the same?
They might be linked.
Because like purpose, like I feel like if you know what you want, like the purpose of blah 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 your whole life, and you're passionate about it because it's something you want to achieve. No,
it might be about. I think maybe it's like initially maybe like even the way it was framed, it might be like if you have to pick something where you have to pursue. Can you pursue something purposeful if you're not passionate about it?
Okay.
No.
Or can you pursue something you're passionate about even if it
have
doesn't
no
have purpose?
purpose.
But I guess there's also an in between.
Yeah.
I'd say
Okay.
passion.
All right.
Yeah, but I would say purpose still.
Okay. Yeah. I'm also leaning towards purpose.
I think
Interestingly.
so.
Okay. So maybe for the audience, I would like, since we're exploring this idea of careers and how we got here, I think it would make sense for us to briefly talk about just what we do now and how we got to what we do now. I'll start with you, Amondi, and then we can go in order because I also have to do this part.
Okay.
Okay. You said what we do now?
Yes, and then how you got to here.
Okay. Perfect.
Okay, so I'll start with how I got there. I did economics and statistics in university. So what I do now has nothing to do with it. So what I do now is I work in the climate space. So to be specific, the company I work at does clean cooking. So to be able to convert the clean cooking into carbon credits, there's like that, all the data that needs to be processed and certified and all of that. So I deal with the quality control of that, all that data, I guess,
Okay.
documentation. So how I got there is, it's very, I just decided to, I saw it like it was, I had just finished my exams. And so I was like, okay, there's this internship. It's not exactly what I should be signing up for, but it's a new thing. It's carbon, and yeah, let's see. And well, I'm here now, I guess.
All right.
Yeah.
And this is, so you're also in the earlier stage of your career, right? You've kind of just, how long have you been working in your current job?
3 years.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, about 3 years.
About 3 years.
Yeah.
It's like so long. How about you, Ching?
What I do now is I'm a full-time content creator, model, and TV host. And what I studied in school, there's some parts of it that kind of help with the work I do now. So my undergrad, I did public relations and Spanish because honestly, I didn't even know what I wanted to do at that point. I was kind of, I feel like in many African households, it's like you're a lawyer, you're a doctor, you're an engineer, and all these things. And my brother already had taken the role of being an engineer, and so the rest was left to me. And I wasn't really sure what I wanted, so I did that for my undergraduate, and then I did a double master's in international marketing and business analytics. And it is during that season of my life where I started creating content, and it was a place in my life where I was kind of really lost and felt like I needed to find something that brought more fire and joy to me. And sitting and coding was not it. Like, I could not do that for the life of me. I feel like I'm a very vibrant and vivacious person, and to be locked down in a cubicle coding wasn't inspiring to me. And so then it was during the pandemic that I decided to sort of share my story of confidence and body positivity and kind of the things that I was going through in my life at that point. And it was very exciting for me to create community with women from around the world, for me to share my story, to inspire people, to motivate people. And it was, I was passionate about it. And I've been doing that full-time since 2021. I left my corporate life and went into social media and content creating, and I love it, and I'm passionate about it. It brings me joy. It brings me purpose, and I couldn't change it for the world.
Cool stuff. And that's because you've also been doing this for 5 years, then
5
give or
years
take.
full time.
Yeah.
I've been posting pictures and looking cute online since 2017. But like intentionally working on my craft and my business and my brand since 2021.
All right. Okay. And how about yourself, Leanne? Tell us about what you do and how you got to what you do now.
Well, I think mine and like everyone else's is very straight line.
Yeah.
In terms of where I started and what I'm doing now. Because I went to law school in 2018. I went to law school in 2018. And then I went to Kenya School of Law and got admitted to the bar earlier this year. And now I'm a practicing advocate.
Okay.
Advocate of the High Court of Kenya.
Wow.
Clock that.
So I work at a law firm in a dispute resolution department. Well, in as much as I say that it's been a straight line, there has been a lot of like doubt as to whether this is what I want to do. And all through my life in law school, the one thing I knew I was not going to do is litigation. So the fact that now I'm in a litigation department blows my mind every single day.
Yeah.
And so because at some point, I didn't even want to go to Kenya School of Law. So because you can't litigate if you're not an advocate of the High Court. So I did not want to go, but my friends were like, Leanne, let's just go. We're all going now. I mean,
Yeah.
so I was like, okay, fine, guys. And I think I'm still in a space where I'm doing a lot of learning, which is why that earlier question was confusing for me.
Yeah.
But one thing I know is that I feel like I'm becoming so much more knowledgeable every single day with my job, and I love that about it.
Okay.
I love that I am becoming better and better at what I do, and I think I am starting to enjoy it in spite of the fact that I didn't want to do it at all.
Yeah, so it does seem like this passion and purpose thing, they kind of go hand in
each other,
hand. Yeah, no, really great. I mean, and for context also for myself, Right now, I work as a research fellow, focusing mainly on finance for the energy transition. My career is also it's straight line, but there were like things along the way that in between I had to sort of that I met along the way, which meant that I yeah, sorry, there were things that I had to do along the way that contributed to who I am today. So, I wanted to be an engineer when I started my career. And, my uncle used to work in oil and gas, so I knew that that's what I was going to do. I went and studied chemical engineering for my undergrad. And then when I got to the end of my undergrad, it was mainly oil and gas. So when I got to the end of my undergrad, there was a lot of conversation about the energy transition and kind of this move to renewables. And I had an opportunity to sort of go into a summer school that was talking about technology and policy for the energy transition. And then I completely switched to that. And then I was like, I want to become a policy person. Then I did policy work for about 2 years. My PhD focused on technology and policy work. And then there was a bit of finance in that work. And so my first job was a finance role, which was about 2 years of work at a development organization. And I realized that, okay, I really, really like this topic. I like the learning part of it. And I guess I would say I'm also passionate to some extent, but that's kind of where I am now. So I didn't start knowing that I wanted to do finance. I just it found me here. And so it's interesting to see how our careers are just completely different. And something that has come up right now is this idea of almost chance or events that happen that kind of either steered you into a specific direction or made you, kind of led to where you are. And it would be interesting to hear, are there specific kind of, it may be a moment, it may be a different set of moments that kind of led to, where you are today, that kind of contributed to who you are. I will ask who wants to go first. Where you are now. Yes. It could be, I could go first. For me, and I've mentioned this already right now, my path was I wanted to work in chemical engineering in oil and gas. And I had this opportunity to go and kind of attend this course on renewable energy and what it meant for the energy transition. And I actually met, in that course, I met the professor who would be my professor for my PhD. So by then I didn't really know that I was going to work in policy. And it just so happened that an opportunity came up and I reached out to my professor who I had met before. So had I not met him, I don't know if that would have actually happened. How about you guys? Any examples come to mind?
For me, it's quite funny. So I was dating a guy who broke up with me. If you're watching this, and it came to a point where after this breakup, I kind of lost myself and didn't know how to be a Agutu, and I was fighting a lot to find myself. And so my friends were like, why don't you just start a blog and kind of start talking about your affinity for life and things that bring you joy, whether it is travel, to good food, to good clothing, to good makeup, whatever it is, just try and find yourself. And so I started my blog, No Nine Noir. And in that season also, social media was also, kind of blowing up. People were posting on Instagram and all these things, and decided to transition my life there. And then it was during the pandemic that I kind of was able to garner more community and was able to understand that, I can actually monetize my page and monetize my work and my brand and who I am. And if that person did not say, get out of here, return, it's finished between us, like the life I'm living now would not happen. And I think it's also interesting that I'm not working a very traditional job. And for a long time, I thought I was going to be like in corporate America and be a corporate girly. But it is so fun that it is a very new way of, I guess, earning and living and making community in the world. But I love it.
Yeah, something interesting also would be that I think when you had started creating content, it was also when social media, like TikTok, was doing it became a really big platform. So that also gave you an opportunity to sort of also amplify the work that you were doing.
Yeah.
All right. How about you, Leanne? Any moments that come to mind?
I think for me it has to be in the previous part of the episode we spoke about community. And I think for me I had two friends in uni who held my hand through uni. And because when I got to fourth year, at some point I really wanted out.
Yeah.
I wasn't enjoying it.
This was during your undergrad.
It was during my undergrad. I wasn't enjoying it anymore. I wasn't as excited as I was when we started. And I think it also didn't help that it had taken so long because of the pandemic. So we had an extra year that we did in uni. And I think I wanted out at that point. But I think that my two friends are the ones who kept pushing me, kept encouraging me, forced me to apply to Kenya School of Law, forced me to even apply for the job I have now. And they were like, especially one of them was like, yeah, you have to apply. You know, you have to look for work. Like, you can't just settle for finishing Kenya School of Law and going to a firm that's next to where you live. Or it's like, you know, as in just having people behind you to push you when you can't push yourself. I think for me, that was the moment that it hit me that you can do so much more with yourself. And even now where I'm at, I know that there's so much more ahead.
Yeah. Shout out to Amondi's, Leanne's friends for all the support that they gave her.
Shout out to y'all.
Yeah. And it also made me think a bit about also the role that our parents have played in our lives.
Yeah.
I think, you know, I can also speak for our parents. They were very ambitious also in terms of like what they saw for our future. You know, it was, and also like I remember like at some point I really wanted to play music, and my dad went and bought me like a keyboard. You know, he was just like, really go for it. How about you, Amondi? Any moments that come to mind? Tipping points maybe?
Okay, I think I was actually going to say my parents were a very essential part of that.
Yeah.
Because it's like immediate, because this would happened immediately after I finished university. I hadn't graduated. And so my parents were like, no, apply. I'm like, but I don't have anything to put in my CV. All I did was, you know, sit at your shop the other day, like for 2 hours. He's like, no, write it in your CV. So like just the whole like, no, apply. And I'm like, but then they're like, no, just apply. So applying and then going for things that are not necessarily in line with what I'm doing. That was a good in the pushing part at least. Then after that, I got a really nice boss, I would say, as an intern. He was very patient and, you know, he's like, his mission there is to make you better. It's not just to, you know, get you to do what makes him money. Yeah, which was really, really nice because I feel like it's been a lot of growth. And again, I think even I like my job because there's a lot of learning and there's always something new because I can get bored easily for sure. But yeah, it's very exciting in that sense. So yeah, that's what pushed me to.
That's really nice to hear. I think like support systems are super important. Like one thing I actually remember now that we're even having this conversation, the host, Ken Agutu, who I call Uncle Ken, I had an opportunity to intern in Kericho where you guys lived in my first year for my undergraduate. And he basically mentored me because he gave me he had a collection of, I don't know if he still has it, a collection of all these books on, you know, whether it's like the how-tos, it was a full collection, and he had it on his tablet, and he gave it to me, and he was like, you know, you need to read this one, you need to read. I don't know if I read all of them, you know, but I read them quite a few, you know, and I've seen how, I just see how those things, and I know this because he also, when I got much older, he also talked to me about being a mentor to my cousins and my friends, you know, so there's such an intentionality and a support system that allowed at least me, and I assume you guys as well, to sort of get to where you are now. I would like to hear briefly also from your perspective, you know, is there, just in terms of the hard, clearly there has been a point of struggle in getting to the things that we do now, you know, is there like a hard that you remember that you're like, hey, that one was, you know, and maybe how did you get through it? Or if someone is also going through that, what would you say to them? Any moments that come to mind?
I think for me, because I work a very non-traditional job and have a non-traditional career, people thought the work that I did wasn't work. And that it was like, what are you doing? You're posting pictures and videos online. Like, how is that a job? And I think it was hard for me for a while to fully be like supported in that part of my life. And that I understand that, you know, you have the very traditional jobs of being like a doctor and a lawyer, and you know exactly what you're doing. And the work I do is very like, you know, one day I'm here talking about lip gloss, the next day I'm on like a panel at Google, you know, and it was hard for a while to hear people say like, you're not working a real job, you have a degree, use it. And I think that's where now my passion came for me, where I had to put myself first and be like, this is something that brings me joy. This is something I want to see fully through and not hold myself back. And I'm so glad that I was able to not hear the noise and believe in myself and trust my craft. And not hear the noise and know that I was able to be successful in that. And so for me, it was just like, hearing the that's not real. go back to school or go get this job, but we're here, darling.
Love that. How about you, Amondi? Any hards that come to mind? Any advice, any pointers?
I guess it's just because again, this is not what I did in university. So at the end of my internship, and I was just thinking, okay, so what are the next steps? I've graduated, I've started this field, it's interesting, but I should probably do a master's. But I'm like, this is just the beginning. If I do a master's in climate finance or something related to what I'm doing now, maybe this is just I'm just trying it out and I'm excited about it, but then what about tomorrow? So I feel like maybe I just decided to give it some time to see how to give myself some time to understand my space right now and know if this is something I'm doing for a long time. And so I guess just giving myself grace, I guess.
Yes.
Figure it out.
Yes, and that's also very interesting because things change so quickly, right? The world is evolving so much now that it's almost like you need to also just give yourself the grace, take the time to kind of be like, okay, this is what's there. How does that align with what I want?
Yeah.
How about you, Leanne?
I think all my life in school, I've been a relatively good student in the sense that I've always gotten relatively good grades. And so when I went to Kenya School of Law and I did my exams, and for the first time in my life, I had failed an exam. I had actually failed an exam. I couldn't be admitted to the bar because I hadn't passed all my papers. And I had this one paper, it was conveyancing. And I remember being so confused, and my dad is like, yo, you passed 8 others, you just have one paper to do, Leanne, and you're gonna pass it when you do it next time. But I think that more than anything else, it took a really huge jab at my confidence. And because I didn't understand that I could feel an exam. And I think it was important because it was a lesson that you win some, you lose some. And sometimes even when you lose, it's okay. And for sure, I did it again and I passed the exam. But I think in that season, there was a time I was like, or I could just give it up altogether. And my confidence was so low. And when I look back, I'm like, poor girl, it wasn't that bad. You were going to be okay. And so I think it just taught me, and because I also had a community around me that really supported me. And because you know how all these jokes about when you're in primary school and someone is crying they failed the exam, but you look at the people, they have 85%. So my friends that's how my friends were making fun of me and saying, oh yeah, it's one exam, just go back and do it. But I think that
it was
also,
1 mark.
I know. But it also taught me that you will fail sometimes. You will, and it's okay. Things do get better. If you try again, you put your mind to it, you can do it better. So I think that in as much as it was a low moment for me, it was also a huge learning moment. It was.
Really nice. For me, I think my hard is more at some point when you start looking for a job, there's always this idea of permanent and pensionable jobs. And for me, just maybe by virtue of the work that I do, I've had to live in different countries. And so because you're an international student or a foreign national in a specific country, then the issue is that you're never really guaranteed that you're going to actually get a job. So you're always continuously seeking and trying to find, when is the next opportunity? And it sort of links to the point that you made, Amondi, about the need to just kind of give yourself grace, allow for, try and understand the space that you're in and see what aligns with what you want to pursue. Also linked to this point about accepting failures, because it really is a hard world out there. And I think that's really important, I think, for other people, whatever stage that you are in your life, and also a support system. This is also a really, really important element of this. So maybe to close off, let's make this more hopeful and more exciting, and let's think about what excites you about the future of your career. Who has gone? I guess I should go for this one because what excites me? I don't know. I honestly, for me, I think it's the prospect of it's learning a new topic. I'm not new to the finance world, but right now I'm kind of exploring a very interesting aspect of this topic, like devaluing currencies. And I'm a researcher. I guess it's part of who I am, and I'm really excited to see where that goes. I'm also excited to see a bit of like other aspects of my life. Where will I live? Will I date? Kidding. I'm kidding.
Amplify that part of that.
No, I'm just kidding. But over to you guys. What are you looking forward to in terms of your career and maybe other aspects of your life, if any?
I am looking forward to, I think because this is my first year after admission to the bar, I feel like it's been such a huge learning year. And I'm so excited about what more there is to learn next year, what new things I can explore, and figuring out where exactly I want to place myself. Because where I'm at right now, I'm exploring different things, trying to figure out where I fit in best.
Yeah.
And so I think I'm very excited about this whole figuring it out process.
Yeah.
I know for many people that process is tedious, but for me, I'm finding it very exciting because I'm learning so many new things along the way, and it brings me a lot of joy.
Really cool. Yeah, the learning. It's really exciting. How about you, Aching?
For me, I really feel like the world is my oyster, and that anything is possible. And I feel like I've really experienced that with the work I do. And I'm excited about everything and anything. Like the possibilities are wild and far, and it can be anything. Like I could be on a movie, or I could be on the news, or I could be the head of Vogue. I could do anything. And I think just knowing that the world is my oyster is exciting. And I'm bringing some hot sauce as well to spice some things up.
Love that for you. Why don't you close for us? What are you looking forward to?
I feel like I'd say the same, as in I'm so excited to learn new things, and see how things go. I'm very much here for the plots.
Yes.
Do it for the
Who are the new characters in the play, the plot of everyone's life?
Do it for the
What
plot.
happens next in Amani's life, stay tuned.
Yeah, I love that. Thank you so much to you all for being amazing co-hosts, and thank you so much to our audience. We hope that you learned a lot about ourselves and our careers, and I'm looking forward to the next episode. Over to you.
Bye.